They're out to look for the interests of the pharmaceutical companies, and that's it.
Scummier than the only people scummier than lawyers are doctors. I think. Doctors are
I don't know.
really.
I talked to this one doctor, and she had a great idea. You know how the cloud, SoundCloud, carries all your media, your pictures, your videos, your music, it's all in the cloud, right? She said, just like, the electrical outlets are universal. If they had a computer system, and someone could make a lot of money with this, if they had a computer system where people could plug in all their CAT scans, their past pharmaceutical history, all that. Like, say I'm in Oklahoma, I travel to New York, I'm not able to say I'm allergic to latex. They could plug into the medical cloud up there and see that I'm allergic to latex. I have pancreatic cancer, all these other factors that they should know, but maybe I'm unable to speak at that time. And this would save so much money with not necessary tests. You really shouldn't be getting a CAT scan every time you go to the ER. And then your doctor sometimes won't be able to get all the documentation from the ER because of the way their computer system's set up. If they had a universal medical system to go by, it would save lives, it would save money, it would make it so much easier to maintain your health.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good idea. What do you think?
Oh, I think it's a great idea. That way, when Pimp Hat goes to dox you, he could look at all your prescriptions. He found that you get a Valtrex prescription, or Debbie gets a Valtrex prescription, or whatever.
What's a Valtrex?
Okay. Isn't the thing that Debbie gets for her herpes?
Oh, that's what that's for. Okay. No, I had no idea.
Well, what I'm saying is that if you put all that up in the cloud, then you have to be prepared for people.
Well, that's true. But I think situations like that would I think the benefits would outweigh the negatives. I really do.
Yeah, you're right, but I'm just saying in your individual case.
Yeah. Like, I know what I'm on. I'm not on a whole bunch of meds right now. Knock on wood, but, tomorrow's a different day. So. But I could see where it might be embarrassing for some people to have all their pharmaceuticals known, or maybe all their former diagnosis. What if someone did have a diagnosis of herpes? They may not want someone to hack into the system to find that out. Or AIDS. It would be very easy to hack into a system like that, because of the way programs progress. Even if it was airtight when it was released, someone's going to design a program to hack into it. But which one is greater? The health of the citizen, or their security of their privacy?
Well, here's the thing. I've only had one prescription in my life, and that was an amoxicillin prescription for 2 weeks when I was in college, because my college girlfriend got some kind of, what's it called? Was it a yeast infection or something? And I guess the dude has to get the prescription.
It would have been amoxicillin, because that would have made the yeast infection worse. All penicillins, all antibiotics will make a yeast infection worse.
Whatever she had, she's like, you got to take this for 2 weeks. This was during the summer, so it wasn't that big a deal. So I did. But that's the only time I've had a prescription in my whole fucking life. Seriously, I've never taken any other.
But it wouldn't be for a yeast infection. It'd be something for like the clap, or maybe she gave you gonorrhea. I don't know what she gave you.
Okay, well, she told me. Yeah, okay, well, she told my doctor, and he prescribed it. So I don't know how that works. Maybe she lied to him, but anyway.
Well, maybe it was some time ago. Maybe you got you're probably overwhelmed at the time. I would have been pissed at the girlfriend, boyfriend, whoever it was. I would have been mad. But if she didn't know, things like that do happen, I guess.
Well, she told me about it. Anyhow, my point is, if you're somebody who needs prescriptions all the time, maybe, you being killed off of the gene pool isn't the worst thing in the world. We should just have healthy people, a living. People who aren't healthy, autistic kids, we should just maybe, smother them with pillows in their cribs, and then everybody would be happier.
Well, then we wouldn't have you today. What would we do without you? My understanding from your own lips is that you have a bad gene pool. You laugh about it.
I have a bad gene pool? How so?
Well, no, you've talked about your family and that you're so healthy. So by your own logic, you would have to be expelled because you have bad genetics.
How do I have bad genes when it comes to health when no one in my family has any of these medical issues?
No, I remember. Well, maybe it was maybe it was RD talking. I don't know. But I thought it was you. Saying that how you're so healthy and your family was fucked, basically, which really surprised me.
No, my family's not. No.
So definitely was not. Maybe it was Pumpkin Face, or someone that's over by the dumpster. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe Mr. Midnight Movie. I bet it was him, but he doesn't have good health. He has really horrible health.
And he sounds like he's gonna die on air most of the time.
I worry about him. I really do. I want him to drink more water and exercise, and he likes his hamburgers. He really does.
Oh, then he'll die with a hamburger stuck in his.
Ugh. And
Doesn't look like he did a. Oh, hey, look. Hey, what if I look up this chick on Facebook? I should send her to see if she's got Facebook. Let's try.
yeah. How old was she, do you think?
I don't know, because when she was leaving, I told her because she.
Is she like 20 years younger than you, or 7?
Well, yeah, I'm guessing more like because I told her my age, and she's like, "Oh, my last boyfriend was that age when I met him, and they were together for 6 or 7 years or something." So
Oh, wow.
She can't be under. I don't know, but she can't be older than a certain age.
Well, maybe she has a grandpa issue. It could be. Not just a daddy, but I'm sorry. No, I mean, there's like these 20-somethings, 18-somethings that are dating men in their 50s. When I was 28, I was dating someone that was 56.
I'm not in my 50s, first of all. I'm 43.
Well, I'm just saying, for example.
Pretty much every girl I've gone out with since I broke up with my ex-girlfriend has been around 28.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was just saying, for example, when I was 28, I dated someone that was 56.
Okay, that is too far. But
And I haven't dated that many Americans. Do you date a lot of people outside of the country, like from a different culture?
yeah, I fly over to fucking Japan and I date chicks there just because. I dated a Thai girl. I dated a Belarusian chick.
Because I remember you talking, it sounds like you do date people outside of your culture.
Island. Yeah, that was probably the weirdest culture I dated. Was the Jew from Long Island. It was just, what the fuck is wrong with you people, man?
Oh, she was from Belarus?
No, that was a different girl. I'm
Okay.
making a joke about Jewish people being very different than everybody else.
Why? I mean, I love dating Jewish men. They treat me so well. It's just I have a problem with commitment, so.
Jewish women and Jewish men are very different creatures. I would.
That is true. Now I think about it. The Jewish women are true bitches. Oh my God. I mean, no wonder they were coming to me. But then it turns out my mother's family was Jewish and I never knew it. That was a big surprise.
So you're a fucking Jew then? Okay, well I gotta go. I don't talk to
Oh,
you.
come on. They haven't been practicing since the generation before my grandmother. Everybody asked me, this was what was so weird. Everybody kept on asking me if we were Jewish because my grandmother was buried the very next day because that's the way she wanted it. And she had all these prune dishes. There was just a lot of bizarre things. The house had to be cleaned by Friday, and there was all these little traits of Jewishness all over my mother's family, but none of us knew it until I looked at our genealogy. And then I see from France, that certain names skipped a generation. They were very, what's the rigid term for Jewish people? Like they were, pardon?
Orthodox.
Orthodox. They were Orthodox. There was rabbis. There was painters. There was Yosef Israels was in my mother's family. And he was a Jewish painter, like from, where RD's from. Because the family had migrated from time to time. And I was like, wow. And they came over to the States to escape persecution in France. And they changed their name even. They just did a completely new thing. And then at one point, they lost their religion, their belief system.
Now I want
So-
to song. REM losing my religion.
Yeah, So it made me think, I've always been interested in learning Hebrew. I studied it in college. I dated all these Jewish guys who swore up and down that I must be Jewish. And then I got engaged, and then I had to prove I was Jewish. I didn't want to take 70 lessons. They make you take all these lessons to become Jewish. And then you have to pay this big amount of money to the synagogue for your membership, is what it is, really. Your tithe all at one time. And they get really picky at it. They come to your house, they look at your house, they look at your car, and then they decide how much you're going to pay. And that decides if you have a metal chair or like a place near not the podium, but the stage,
You mean for the synagogue?
Right. Like your chair, your place to sit for that year. And that was bizarre to me. And then you had to pay a separate ticket for high holidays. And I got really pissed about that. I thought, what the hell? You pay a certain amount of money to attend the synagogue or temple, what have you. And then they make you pay more money for high holiday. Then on top of that, if you have relatives that come in that want to attend high holiday, they have to pay twice what you pay. Yeah. High holiday, like the new year. I'm just not remembering the term. It's usually in September, August. Rosh Hashanah. Yeah, that. The different.
I don't get it, man.
Well, because I wasn't raised that way. I was raised in Methodist church.
They told me everybody else was wrong. It seems kind of sociopathic.
Mm-hmm.
Anyhow, what the hell? I can't get this picture saved.
Poor guy.
Who?
Let's see if we have anybody in the chat room. Nope. What do you mean Desert is 60? She's not 60.
You're the one that said that.
No, the dumpster.
Oh,
She's getting close to 60.
yeah, she's 58 or 59.
Well, if you look to see how old the Grammys are, that's how old she is. They're like a week or 2 weeks apart, something like that. So, that's how I keep track.
Doesn't it get so mad if I call into Debbie's show? She like even if I don't say anything about her, she's unfriendly.
Well, why would you call into that she's really beneath you?
We called into her and we were trolling her with the. Did you hear the last time I called in?
Well, no, I really have been busy with the CDC whistleblower. Well, what happened?
She's so Debbie. We were just trolling the hell out of her. That's all we did. Play these Dr. Phil sound drops and everyone was laughing and making. I don't understand why you can't call into somebody's show and just make fun of them. People not.
Well, did she know you were making fun of her?
Who?
A Desert.
She can't figure that out. She thinks we're
Oh, Barco. You don't know what she did to her. You really don't. There's a lot of dirty water around. I mean, it's filthy. It's nasty. And there's hurt feelings with that. And to think that you might support someone that would hurt her so is probably where the pain came from.
So you can't even try. I mean, you can't. Debbie bans. I don't know. Anyhow, so I just have.
Well, if you make an obvious troll, then if you let her know that it was a troll, she may not have listened to it. I don't know. I don't listen to what Debbie says. I frankly don't have time. And nor do I want to. I mean, just no. She's of no relevance in my life other than maybe to talking to someone like you because you were on her show.
Exactly. So yeah, apparently there's stuff I don't know about, and it's such a horrible memory for Desert Rose that she won't even.
I will tell you it was really, really bad, and I won't repeat it.
Yeah, I just sent you a picture of the.
Okay.
It's a shorter girl with glasses is the Desert Rose chick. So.
Let's see if I can go over here.
Who the hell is Mike Epps? Is he a comedian or something?
Mike who?
Mike Epps.
Mike Epps. I know that name.
She and her friend ran away to see Mike Epps. He's a stand-up comedian, actor. Okay.
Yeah. Comedian seems to ring a bell. I'm waiting for the picture to upload.
I haven't really heard anything. He thought it was sad. Somebody mentioned give it a listen because she.
Well, it says I need to sign into my account. Did you hack me?
No
Let me go back over here. Come on.
Don't do that shit.
Okay.
Do that.
Well, it says to sign into your Skype account, so I thought,